Hey, I've got a couple tips for the chiropractors that are looking to kind of convey the value of the chiropractic adjustment to their patients. One of the things I'm doing here at the Olympics is adjusting athletes, but also really kind of explaining to them the power of the adjustment so that mentally they feel sound and comfortable inside their body. So rule number one that I can give you is when you're adjusting people, a little something for the table talk is many of these athletes will work on their output. Strength coaches, conditioning coaches, endurance coaches. So their output oftentimes has many different coaches and people contributing to their strength and conditioning. To be fair, one of the things chiropractic does is that safety pin cycle. It's the output and also the input. So one of the things I teach my performance athletes, my professional athletes here, athletes at the games, these Olympic athletes, is that the input to their brain is maybe the most important thing that we are doing as chiropractors. And what I mean is the afferent and efferent loop, obviously in the safety pin cycle. But to put it in terms that the patient will understand it is really critical. So what I tell all of my athletes is the input that you get after the adjustment is cleaner and more accurate. In other words, the proprioception that you'll understand from your body's own interpretation will help your brain know where you are in the world around you. And if you look at injuries, performance injuries, things like ACL tears, shoulder injuries, oftentimes it can be correlated to a proprioceptive change. There's even been studies correlating ACL tears after concussions at a much higher rate, almost four times more likely to have an ACL tear. So when you adjust and you're looking to do some table talk, my best advice from the Paris Olympics 2024 is start to emphasize the afferent loop that you put in through the chiropractic adjustment. The brain then understands what's going on better in the world around it. And also, you're not competing with the strength and conditioning coaches. So again, I'm here at the games from the arena itself with my athletes in the arena, adjusting my patients in the arena, literally last night in the sand beach volleyball courts down on the floor, adjusting people from the arena. And what I have to tell you is the afferent loop makes sense. You're not competitive with other strength and conditioning coaches. You become a specialist, not a generalist. And the one thing that you are responsible for is that input to the brain. And if the brain knows where they are and in the world around them, whole lot less injuries, whole lot less stuff going on that's negative for the athletes, which could ultimately affect their playing time, or here at the Olympics, a chance for gold. So thought I'd share it. I told you I'd drop some tips from the arena, and that's certainly what I'm doing. Obviously a beautiful view here in Paris. I get to wake up to this every day. So loving life, and just want to pass along some of the nuggets that have helped me kind of win the job to be the chiropractor for many of these athletes, in the sense that they value what we do. And I'll say that a little differently. The reason I get to be here and they value the routine of what we're doing is because, in part, I don't compete with our other coaches and trainers, and I'm also isolating one specific thing that could cost them the most, which is training time or playing time. And that, of course, would be injuries. So if you want to increase your performance and prevention athletes, so not everybody in your practice just has pain, I hope this tip helps you out. And I promise some tips from the arena. Thanks for following along and being part of this journey. And I want to always do this in a way that benefits you and your practice. So my sincere appreciation for following us for these years. And I had some people ask me, how is it that I'm able to do this and where does the money come from? And I want to be really clear, this is a fulfillment project. This fills my heart to be here and do this. And hopefully I can pass along some nuggets. You can use it in your next table talk, use it in your health class, certainly use it with your athletes, especially if you want to work at a higher level, with international elite athletes, professional athletes. Something that just depends on your geography. So let's be fair. If you're in a remote area, you might not have athletes near you. Doesn't mean you can't use this tip. It's just going to be to keep in front and center with all of your patients. And maybe that's the most important tip here. What I'm teaching you, you can use with all of your patients, but your communication really has to go to that next level to work with these elite and Olympic athletes. Really has to go to that next level to be prominent in your community and be thought of differently than just the pain doctor. So that's what I have for you. Hey, listen, we've got a couple workshops coming up. Our Speak to Attract Believers is now a hybrid. So if you want to do talks and get new patients, that's how I'm here. Is I filled up my practice with 100 new patients in the month of May, and now I'm kind of good for the summer. I get to travel because I filled it up. But Speak² is now online, and you get a ticket to the live event where I'll come and coach and teach and share with you how to do talks for growth. UK, Australia, and USA dates are available. But you can use this stuff in your table talk, your health classes, and I certainly hope this benefits you with your patients, because the more we talk about the true value of what it is that chiropractic does, I think the better profile you'll have in your community, no matter who you choose to help. And let's make no mistake, if they don't choose us, they don't stop looking for a solution to their problem. They continue to go and find other means, and oftentimes that means more pills and drugs and meds. So if you've come to my Elements workshop, the Elements of Closing, you know putting people on a plan is imperative to keep them away from drugs. You earn their confidence, you teach them through the process. So stuff like this, it's not like I have Monday to Friday to teach my patients. I put them on a plan, and then each visit I'm educating, I'm teaching, I'm getting higher levels of education as we go, and hopefully you're doing that too. So that's really what this video is intended for. So that is the beautiful city of Paris behind me. I mean, this place is just gorgeous. What an amazing games. You can see it on the street down there too, Paris 2024. So it's an awesome time. Fulfillment project for sure, a passion project here with my family, and they get to enjoy access to the athletes and some stuff money can't buy, which again is just awesome. Pretty warm day today, but got some adjustments in, got some fun stuff in, and just gonna do some crazy stuff too. Gonna check out the horse jumping, the equestrian, because that will actually be at Versailles. How sick is that? So having fun, loving the arenas and the stadiums that they put up here, just second to none, absolutely beautiful. And I wanted to pass along a little wisdom, a little knowledge to help you out, because I think chiropractic is best when we're helping each other out. And if I am dropping videos of these athletes, and I've done some interviews on Grow with Glow with Olympic athletes, it's just to help the profile of the profession. So please know it's not from a place of ego or boasting. They're always in a way it benefits all of us, and I hope you see that, because that is the intent of this. And I appreciate you listening this long. Hopefully you found some things that will help you out. It's the afferent loop, not the efferent loop, and that safety pin. That's where we're different. It's the afferent loop to the brain that makes us different than the output of strength and conditioning coaches. And I'll tell you what's really important when you work with athletes is to find a niche and to fill that. So get reach in your niche, because the reality is, if you're competing with strength and conditioning coaches, if they see you as a threat, or if you're stepping on people's toes and trying to take credit for their results, it's a short-term game when you do it that way. The long-term game is speak nicely about the other providers, because they have them, and then find a place where you can kind of work within that system. And to me, that's the afferent loop, not the efferent loop specifically, even though we work on both ends. But that's where you have the most traction, I think, speaking to their values of performance as well as prevention. So, all right, everybody, cheers from Paris Olympics. Thanks for following.